stocks are already on the track for their feature, and they're going to line up this way. Row number 1 is the 3 of Ryan Stroop and the 24 Rick Bates. Row number 2 is car number 19 Jeff Wickman and the 33 of Greg Stapleton. Row number 3, truck number 6 Ron Wells and the 17 of Frank Harvey. Row number 4 is the 60 of Jerry Moore and the 34 of Chuck Weaver. And in row number 5, car number 99 Vic Harris. White flag already being shown in the field. We should get green flag next time by the stripe. Mini stock feature coming at you. And right on the start, Ryan Stroop with a spin in the 3 car. Caution back out. Once again, white flag being shown in the field, green flag should come out next time by. Greg Stapleton runs second, Ryan Stroop now third, but here comes Frank Harvey in the 17. Harvey around, he now runs third. Ron Wells now fourth in the number 6 pickup truck. Top 3 cars. On the Greg Stapleton machine for second. And we got a couple spinning and over the top there, 99 and 34 cars. Vic Harris and Chuck Weaver. Weaver flying over the top there of the 99 of Vic Harris. Caution on the track. And during that caution, Ron Wells taking a trip to the pit area and has not come back out yet. So it's Greg Stapleton, Frank Harvey, and Ryan Stroop now your top 4. Wells was running in that 4th position, but problems with number 6 pickup truck. Green flag. I should say these three vehicles, because one of them is a pickup truck. White flag comes out, 1 lap to go for your leader, car number 24, Rick Bates. And your winner, car number 24, Rick Bates. Greg Stapleton comes home second, Frank Harvey third. Fourth belongs to Ryan Stroop, and rounding out your top 5 will be the 60 of Jerry Moore. Once again, your winner, car number 24, Rick Bates.
Feature winner, car number 24, Rick Bates.
Pure Stocks up on the track, and they're going to line up this way. Row number 1 is the 25 of Justin Miller. Outside him, the number 5 of Neil McClellan. Row number 2 is car number 1, Jeremy Everding. Outside of him, the 74, Clark Wolf. Row number 3, car number 28, Danny Suffren, and the 10 of Arliss Williams. In row number 4, car number 29, Bob Huffman, and the number 6, Craig Carnover. Row number 5 is the 77 of Larry Gard, and the 53 of Tim Bilge. Row number 6, 93, Wayne Seals, and the 24 of Sean Miller. Now back all by himself in row number 7, car number 05, Rod Hibbard. White flag already being shown to the field. We should get green flag next time by the stripe. Out in the back stretch. Your leader is Justin Miller in the 25. Bob Huffman and Clark Wolf still battling side by side. As Neil McClellan slips back in the 5 car. Jeremy Everding now runs second. The Arliss Williams machine. Jeremy Everding getting into the rear end of Justin Miller, and Arliss Williams with no place to go as everybody bottled up, and hard impact to the front stretch wall for the number 10 car. Arliss Williams. Looks like maybe the 5 of Neil McClellan also involved in that. Obviously that brought out a caution. White flag already being shown to field. We should get green flag next by the stripe. Justin Miller spins. He gets his spot back. Jeremy Everding connects with him. He gets his spot back. Danny Suffren had a flat tire. He had to go to the pits, so he went back to the tail. Everding, this time he makes a clean pass and takes the lead. McClellan slipping back in the, Justin Miller slipping back in the 25 car. Bob Huffman right on the bumper of Jeremy Everding. He runs second. Third belongs to the 74, Clark Wolf. Fourth is Sean Miller in the 24. Jeremy Everding still your leader. Bob Huffman, Clark Wolf, and Sean Miller. Couple spinning over, or one spinning over in turn 4. That's the 53 of Tim Bilge. What a wild ride. And the tire is still loose and rolling down the track. That will bring caution out on the track. And Looks like the track buggy's going to lasso it. We'll get this problem cleaned up. Be back to race. On the restart, it will be Jeremy Everding, Bob Huffman, Mark Wolf, and Sean Miller. One spinning over in turn 4. I believe that's the 25 of Justin Miller. And caution comes out once again. And 2 laps to go. Green, white checker. Jeremy Everding, Bob Huffman, Sean Miller, Clark Wolf. Huffman stays right on the back bumper of Jeremy Everding. Everding pulls about a car length through turns 1 and 2. And white flag, 1 lap to go for your leader, car number 1, Jeremy Everding. Larry Gard looking underneath and getting underneath the Clark Wolf machine. Car number 1, Jeremy Everding. Finishing second is the 29 of Bob Huffman. Sean Miller comes home third. Fourth will go to Larry Gard, and Clark Wolf in the 74 machine will round out your top 5. Now the late models coming out on the track for their feature, and they're going to line up this way. Inside row number 1 is the 53 of Russ Bob, and outside of him the number 2 of Dave Brandenburg. Inside row number 2, car number 33 Carl Stapleton, and the 35 of Jeff Capaldi will be outside of him. In row number 3, car number 72 Jerry Stapleton, and the number 1 of Mike Carroll. Inside row number 4 is the number 7 of John Farrell. And outside him, last week's feature winner, car number 01, Gene Crace. Row number 5 is the number 23 of Ron Simpson and car number 43 of Will Spurgeon. White flag already being shown to the field. We should get a green flag this time by the stripe. slight advantage down the backstretch. Oh, and Russ Bob, slight touch to Dave Brandenburg. He slows down Sam Heckman into the back of Russ Bob, and almost the entire field involved in this incident. Carl Stapleton involved. I think Gene Crace got stopped in time in the 01 machine. Ron Simpson is moving. 72 of Jerry Stapleton is moving. Bad damage to the 17 of Sam Heckman and the 53 of Russ Bob. Those two cars, Sam Heckman's car is actually sitting up on top of the Russ Bob machine. And I know Carl Stapleton has a crumpled fender. Obviously this is a caution. We're going to get it cleaned up and straightened out. We'll be back to racing. On the restart, it will be Dave Brandenburg, Jeff Capaldi, Carl Stapleton, Jerry Stapleton, Gene Crace, John Farrell, Ron Simpson, and Will Spurgeon. Getting heavy pressure from the 35 of Jeff Capaldi. Brandenburg still leads it in the 2 machine. Mike Carroll looks to the high side of Carl Stapleton down the back stretch. Be watching that Carl Stapleton car. He had some front fender damage. I think it was just cosmetic though, as the car seems to be doing all right. Mike Carroll gets around for that 3rd position as Jeff Capaldi continues to work on the 2 of Dave Brandenburg. Your leader. Carroll took a look to the inside of Jeff Capaldi down the back straightaway going into turn 3. Couldn't quite get the job done. Now Carroll looks to the outside as Jeff Capaldi turns the heat up a little bit on the Dave Brandenburg machine. Mike Carroll looks to the high side once again down the back stretch. Still your leader, Capaldi still pressuring hard as Mike Carroll little tap into the Jeff Capaldi machine. As all 3 of these drivers battle real hard for this lead position. Car battle for the lead. Then in 4th is Carl Stapleton and Jerry Stapleton and Gene Crace. They've got their own little battle going on, just a few car lengths behind the leaders. Takes a look to the high side of Jeff Capaldi once again. Leaders will be coming up on the slower Ron Simpson. Johnson machine to put a lap on him. Down and out of the way as far as he can. Leaders go on by. Dave Brandenburg still your leader. Jeff Capaldi, Mike Carroll, Jerry Stapleton now runs in that fourth position. Gene Grace and Carl Stapleton. Looks to the inside. They've hard contact. Both cars keep going, but hard contact into the side of the Dave Brandenburg machine. Jeff Capaldi takes the lead. Jeff Capaldi, your leader. Brandenburg runs second. Now Jerry Stapleton gets underneath the one of Mike Carroll. He runs third. Carroll now back to fourth with Gene Crace holding on to that fifth position. Carroll looks to the inside of Jerry Stapleton. Mike Carroll takes over that third position from Jerry Stapleton once again. Your leader is still the 35 of Jeff Capaldi. He has about 7-8 car lengths on the second place car of Dave Brandenburg. Look at the 72 machine. White flag for your leader, car number 35, Jeff Capaldi. Dave Brandenburg, Mike Carroll, and that's just how they're going to finish. Car number 35, Jeff Capaldi, your winner. Finishing second is Dave Brandenburg, then Mike Carroll in the one machine. The 72 Jerry Stapleton. Rounding up your top five will be the 01 of Gene Crace. Next up, the modified feature. They're going to line up this way. Row number one is number 42 of Jim Lewis Jr. Outside of him, number 32, Steve Foster. Inside row number two is the 17 of Ed Lawrence. Outside of him, the 0 of Jim Johnson. Inside row number 3 is the 31 of Don Fleming Jr. And outside of him, the 11 of Dick Dunleavy Jr. Row number 4, car number 28, Ralph Herod, and the number 76, Frank Harris. Row number 5 is the number 82 of Terry Flora and the number 5 of Sky Hinkle. Row number 6 is the 88 of Dan Williams and the 86 of Roy Sowers. And out back in row number 7, car number 25, Gary Smith. White flag already being shown to the field. We should get a green flag next time by the stripe. somebody looked like they touched the outside concrete. I think it might have been the zero of Jim Johnson, spark flying, as he got a little wide and scraped the outside wall. Your leader is the 42 of Jim Lewis Jr. Running second is the 3 of Jerry Stapleton. Jim Lewis Jr. Jerry Stapleton still runs on his back bumper in second. Ed Lawrence is third. Heavy pressure for him from Steve Foster. And good battle going on between Ralph Parrott and Dick Dunleavy Jr. A little bit farther back in the pack. 4-car battle for third position, basically. And now Dunleavy rides the high side and makes it around all those cars. He now runs third. Don Fleming Jr. is fourth. Fifth belongs to the 32 of Steve Foster. Dunleavy closing on your lead pair. As Steve Foster now getting around Ed Lawrence. He runs fourth. Ed Lawrence holds on to that fifth position. And the leaders in counter lap traffic, Roy Sowers, Jim Lewis Jr. gets around, and so will Jerry Stapleton and Dick Dunleavy. Closing on Jerry Stapleton for that second position, and Stapleton now has slipped back just a little bit from your leader, Jim Lewis Jr. And look at this gaggle of cars battling. I believe this would be for the fourth or fifth position. To the high side of Jerry Stapleton, down the back stretch. Can't get to the top done, comes back in, looks to the inside, down the front stretch. Dunleavy still battling with Stapleton for that second position. As Steve Foster begins to close on the front three cars, we now have a 4-car battle for the lead with Jim Lewis Jr. leading it, Jerry Stapleton, Dick Dunleavy, and Steve Foster. Dunleavy still looking for that high groove. White flag comes out, 1 lap to go for your leader, car number 42, Jim Lewis Jr. Your winner will be car number 42, Jim Lewis Jr. Coming home second, Jerry Stapleton, then Dick Dunleavy Jr. Then the 32 is Steve Foster, and rounding out your top 5 is car number 28, Ralph Perez. And now it's time for the Legends cars and their feature event. They'll line up this way. Car number 63, Scott Walter, and the 27 of Brian Sloan in row number 1. Row number 2 is the 17 of Terry Childress and the 68 of Greg Boyd. Inside row number 3 is the 31 of Terry Schurz and the 25 of Buck Sloan outside of him. Inside row number 4 is the 53 of Sean McCall and the 94 of Bobby Sage outside. Row number 5 is Lonnie Souders inside in the 75, and Ken Rice outside in the 0 machine. Row number 6 is the 7 of Mike Sharp and the 66 of Jeff Denny. Row number 7 is the number 6 of Bill Bickley and the 14 of Dave Dysart. Row number 8, car number 11, Clarence Rice and the 61 of Chuck Denny. Row number 9, car number 38, Dave DeSalvo and the 48 of Roland Johnson. Row number 10 is the 81 of Larry Miller and the number 5 of Pete Alexander. Row number 11, car number 00, Hod Harvey and the 15 of Rich Wood. And in row number 12, car number 84, Chris Adams, and car number 88, Mike Gladden. White flag already being shown to the field. We should get a green flag next time by the stripe. Legends car feature coming at you. Walter in the 63 car, the 27 of Brian Sloan runs second. Third belongs to the 68 of Greg Boyd. 17 of Terry Childers runs fourth. Here comes Bobby Sage moving up on the outside in the 94 machine. He takes a look at the Terry Childers car and gets around and now runs fourth. Again, Bobby Sage looking to the high side, Greg Boyd. And now Bobby Sage has that third position, but we got caution on the track as we got one into the front stretch wall. I believe that's Roland Johnson in the 48 machine. White flag already being shown to the field. We should get a green flag next time by the stripe. Scott Walter, your leader. Brian Sloan running second. Bobby Sage now has third. Greg Boyd back to fourth. Sage looks to the inside of Brian Sloan coming through turns 1 and 2. Bob Sage now runs second. Greg Boyd looks underneath, follows Bobby Sage on through. And now Sage wasting no time working on your leader. Greg Boyd now runs third. Bobby Sage battling for that lead with Scott Walter in the 63 machine. Now Bobby Sage takes over the lead in the 94 car. Scott Walter slips back into the clutches of the 68 of Greg Boyd. Boyd now runs second. We got one, looks like going into the infield in the snake pit. They're on the back stretch. A couple of them, tire loose. And rolling across the track. A couple cars sitting in the infield, I do believe. One there. That's the 31, Terry Shears. Caution on the track. White flag already being shown to the field. We should get a green flag next time by the stripe. Green flag comes out and we are racing once again. Bobby Sage, Greg Boyd. Oh, and we got one hard into the turn one wall. Just as soon as we go back to green, we go back to caution, and that is the 00 of Hod Harvey. Green flag next time by the stripe. Bobby Sage, Greg Boyd, Scott Walter, Ryan Sloan, Buck Sloan. Down the backstretch. Several cars into the backstretch wall. Looks like Mike Ladman, Rich Wood involved. 84 Chris Adams, the 81 of Larry Miller. Bobby Sage, Greg Boyd, Scott Walter, Ryan Sloan, Buck Sloan, Kenny Rice. Green flag. Bobby Sage, about 10 car lengths to your second place car, Greg Boyd, and about 15 car lengths to the third place car from Greg Boyd. I think that is Scott Walter still running in the third place in the 63 machine. Backwards out in the front stretch. Caution. Green flag next time by the stripe. Bobby Sage, Greg Boyd, Scott Walter, Buck Sloan, and Brian Sloan. on into the turn 4 wall. That's the 61 machine of Chuck Denny. And we are calling that a completed race. Your winner is Bobby Sage. Finishing second will be Greg Boyd. Then comes the Scott Walter car number 63. Then the 25 of Virgil Sloan. The 27 of Brian Sloan. 0 car of Ken Rice, Terry Childers, Jeff Denny, Dave Dysart, Shad McCombs. Rounds out your top 10. And our final feature of the night, the Pro Stocks. And they're going to line up this way. Inside, row number 1 is the number 4, John Matthews. Outside him, car number 28, Mark Stump. Row number 2 is the number 20 of Ellis Lawrence Jr. and the number 1 of Jerry John Sr. Row number 3, car number 11, Ryan Dunleavy, and the 78 of Virgil Powell. In row number 4, car number 98, Chris Stump, and the 32 of Jerry Johns Jr. Row number 5 is the 38 of Steve Zirkle and the number 12 of John Maloney. Row number 6, car number 70, Steve Brandeberry, and the number 47 of Johnny Leach Jr. In row number 7, car number 22, David Jakowski, and the number 48 of Johnny Leach Sr. And in row number 8, car number 18, Andy Peterson. And the sleeping cameraman is awake, and we're ready to go racing Pro Stock feature. And that was a false start. We'll get them realigned and get a restart here in just a moment. We get a green flag start. Mark Stump takes that early jump. And John Matthews sideways out of turn 4. And a couple more cars spinning. Caution. Complete restart. Start. The white flag already being shown to the field. We should get green flag next time by the start, by the stripe. Complete restart. That was a pretty good one. I think we'll keep that one. Mark Stump, he's your leader. Jerry Johns now gets around before John Matthews for second. Powell continues to work on the 4 of John Matthews for that 3rd position. As Jerry John Sr. is closing on your leader, Mark Stump. Steve Zirkle and Steve Brandeberry battling in the back of the pack. Machine coming back out on the track right in front of the leader. Woo. He gets down to the inside, stays out of the way, and everybody makes it around. Got one slow. That's the John Matthews machine, car number 4. Normally the 97 machine tonight, driven by John Matthews. Numbered is number 4. Damage on the Chris Stump machine. That rear fender's kind of flapping in the breeze. Your leader is still the 2028 of Mark Stump with Jerry John Sr. running second. On the 12 of John Maloney. Steve Vanderberry with a problem. He waves off and looks like he might be going through the pits. Mark Stump continues to be your leader. Car slow down the backstretch. That's the 38 of Steve Zirkle with a problem. He is high and up and out of the way, so no caution. Still moving. Looks like he's going to make it okay back to the pit area. So Mark Stump still your leader. Number 1 of Jerry John Sr. running second as they go flashing past the 38 of Steve Zirkle now on the front stretch and making his way towards the pit road entrance in turn 1. Caution or the white flag was waving, but I believe the caution is going to come out because we have a car spun over in turn 1 a little too close to the track. That's the number 12 of John Maloney. Looks like we may have a drive shaft or maybe a header pipe laying in the track over in turn 2. And if I understood my buddy Dick Roberts over the PA system, it'll be 2 laps to go, green, white, and checker. Mark Stump, Jerry Johns, Virgil Powell will bring them down to the green flag. Kind of a ragtag start, but we're going to keep it. White flag for your leader, car number 28, Mark Stump. And coming out of turn number 4, your winner, car number 28, Mark Stump. Finishing second will be the 1 of Jerry John Sr. Third will go to Virgil Powell in the 78. Fourth, Chris Stump in the 98. And then fifth will be the 11 of Ryan Dunleavy. like to thank you for buying this Penn Stroke production.